Hey guys, what's up? My name's Ines. I write kissing books. And today I want to just talk to you about Kanban boards and productivities in the way that I am able to write so much, so many books, and get them out there and get them published and start marketing them to reach the audience that I want to reach. So, if you've heard of the term Kanban or Kanban, it's a Japanese term, and it basically is all about a productivity board. There's three sections of the board where you have a top portion, where that is what you plan to do for a particular project, and then you have a middle section, which is the section where you actually start doing that thing, that day, that week, that month, however long you plan to take to do the thing. And then you have a third or bottom section when something is done. It's a very visual way to monitor what you're doing, to check off a to-do list, and to accomplish your goals. And I'm a pretty visual person. I come from media. So this works really, really well for me. But this is my Kanban board, and I have three goals or three sections of my life that I really like to focus on. And the first goal is always about my author business and what I hope to achieve for my author business. And this goal moves around depending upon what I have been able to achieve. So in Q1, this is currently Q3. Q1 is January, February, March. Q2 is April, May, June, and we're about to move into Q3, which is July, August, September. So my Q1 goals were different than this. I wanted to make $5,000 a month, and when I reached that, I was really hesitant to move that goal because that's all I need to survive, and actually that's all I need to thrive. My monthly expenses are about $2,500 a month to house, clothe, and feed my family. And after that, I was paying off debt, or am continuing to pay off debt, and save money for my retirement and to hopefully kick my kids out soon. So I was really hesitant to raise that because I'm like, that's all I need. But you want to grow. So I upped that, and guess what? When I upped it, it went up because I'm very focused on my goals and I'm very goal oriented. I like to check things off a list. I like to move the sticky notes down. So I set that goal and I achieved it. And you see what the goal is there now. I have achieved that goal continuously. And I'm not really ready to change it because it's kind of scary to move up. So it's gonna stay that way, especially because summer is hard. Historically, in the summer, my income usually slips, so I'm gonna stick with that goal for Q3. But so my first goal is that I have a royalty goal that I want to earn from my writing, and I have three pen names. Shanae Johnson, who is the sweet pen name, she makes most of the money, so she gets a lot of responsibility. And then Ines, that's who you know me as. Ines, she's my first pen name, and S are my initials, and I thought I was so clever when I was like, Ines, that's a name. And everybody still gets it wrong. They say Ines, they say Ines, they say all kinds of things, and I thought I was being really clever. No. But Ines, she is not making the bulk of money. She is my second highest earner, and my goal for Q3 is to get her. That's how I'm kind of focusing on it, because Shanae regularly brings in what I need beyond what I need to live, and Ines, she pays the groceries for the month, and as we know, groceries are expensive. But I'm trying to get her to cover the household stuff, and that will make me really happy if she does. And then all the way down here with absolutely no stickers, that's my erotic pen name, N.S. Johnson, and she buys us dinner every month. And she's kind of on hold because I need to focus. Shanae gets the most of my attention, and then I need to focus on focus next on Ines because she has the potential to make me more money, and she just isn't right now. But so my first goal is always royalties. How can I increase my royalties? Yeah. So my second goal has to do with financial freedom, or better known as retirement. I don't think I'll ever actually retire, but I want the freedom to do whatever I want whenever I want. So I have a goal there to achieve financial freedom by the time I'm 50. And I'm on track. Woohoo! And so this was kind of difficult for me to figure out how to to quantify. So I broke it down into 3 smaller projects. I have a finances, where I plan to save money and also pay down debt each month in this quarter. Then I was a teacher. I was a higher ed teacher for 15 years, and after 2 years as a full-time author, I realized I miss it. So I'm trying to figure out how I can spend some time teaching while not having to grade any work or tend to any egos. And YouTube is one of the ways that I'm doing that. I get to tell you guys what I know, and I don't have to baby you like I would if you were paying tuition. This is free information. Woohoo! And so I have a YouTube goal where I really enjoy uploading videos to YouTube. So I've kind of broken that down into 3 different projects that I'm going to be working on over the quarter. And then lastly, I have a self-care goal where I want to be happy. Personal happiness is a really big deal for me. So I've got this broken down into different kinds of goals as well. This first one, this has to do with, there's this really cool, Debbie Ford wrote this, I guess it's a box set. It's called The Best Year of Your Life. I'll link it in the comments. And there's 52 of these cards in there. And each week you're supposed to reflect on something and figure out how you can use that to change your life. And I love her writing, and I love doing, to reflect on something each week. So I do that. And exercise increases those endorphins, gets out a lot of my energy, and it makes me feel good about myself. So, and I love Beachbody On Demand. Shanti is one of my favorite instructors, and they have another instructor that I love, Charlene Green. She's just a riot. So I'm doing T25, and look, I made it through the first week of T25. This is my second time doing it, but I made it through the first week. Look at all the smiley faces. Go me, smiley faces. So hopefully, if you're looking over my shoulder through more videos, you'll see more and more of those stickers coming on there. And then after that, below that, I also like to just go on walks and go hang out with my daughter, and you'll see the yellow and the pink and the blue. Those are all walking or bike riding. And the blue is when I finish my workout, Turbo Jam. That was with Charlene Johnson. She's so much fun. And then the green, those are books. Now look at all those books that I read over the last 3 months. Go me. So I read a lot. I read a lot and I read a lot. So that's how I quantify that. And so I plan, I do quarterly planning. Once upon a time, I used to plan each year, and then every time something went wrong, I had to scrap everything, which was not fun. So I'll link another YouTuber down, Sarra Cannon. I watched her doing her quarterly planning, and I watched her make her Kanban board. And it took me a while to get on board with the Kanban, so I can figure out how it could work for me. But I watched her, and I thought, this makes a lot of sense, because this world of independent publishing, it moves really fast. And planning out the whole year, it never worked out. But planning the next 3 months, that really works for me. So this is how I do it. I do a quarterly plan with these 3 goals in mind: the author goal, or the royalty goal, the financial independence goal, and then my happiness and well-being, or my self-care goal. So the way that the Kanban works is, you've got, like I said, you've got 3 sections. You've got the first section, which is the doing section. And then the second section after that, the first section is the plan section. So up here is where I put the things that I plan to do. And the way that I do it is, of course, it's going to be writing. So these are 2 books. And I knew I wasn't going to get to these. You'll see what books actually got done in just a minute. But these are all these sticky notes, and I color code. So Sweet Carol is a book that I need to start writing next month in July. And I need to outline that book. I still hope to outline. I'm probably not going to get to the outline until July, but I have a project to outline that book. And then you see another book there, Love, Last Chance to Love. That's the last book in a series. And you'll see outline there. So the way that I do it is, I have outline, and then there's usually a drafting stage. I usually draft Act 1 through 3, and then you're going to see revising, and then down at the bottom somewhere is going to be writing the blurb, or sometimes I move that to the top. It depends. But I have a sticky note for each of the actions that I want to accomplish. And then once so you see Shanae has some, Ines has some, and of course NS she's not getting any play. But in the second section, that's the doing section. And so I still, this board is, or mirror, is in play until June the 30th. So I still have a couple of more days to get some of this stuff done. And the only stuff that's going to get done is what's in the doing section, the second section. So I still need to write a blurb, and I still need to reformat some print books. And I'm also planning to finish, you see that red over there, Her Vampire Lord? I'm planning to finish that, not by the end of June, but I plan to finish that next week. So that's going to remain in the doing section, the first draft of that book. But all this stuff down here is what got done. So I wrote that book, The Rancher Takes His Runaway Bride. I revised. No, I wrote and, dang, I did a lot. I drafted and revised Runaway Bride. I drafted and revised Star-Crossed Love. And I drafted Love at First Sight. I need to revise that over the next few weeks. I also revised a book, The Princess and the Principal, which was a book that I had written for another publishing company, and I got the rights back. And so I rewrote it to fit into a different world, which didn't take too long. But I got that accomplished, and I wrote the Sweet Carol blurb, because Sweet Carol is a shared world, and they needed the blurb in order for us to upload each of the books that is in that series. So I wrote that. I also read Valkyrie's Claim. You can listen to that on my channel. And then I started to work on Rebellious Sacrifice. I got that a lot of that character work done. And then I wrote the first draft of Her Vampire Lord, and I'm hoping to finish that book this week. So you can see there's a planned section, a doing section, and then a done section where everything gets moved down to the bottom. And that goes across the board for all three. And you see that's how I plan to do it with my writing. This is the other thing that I have in my writing is I have a parking lot, because sometimes I can't help but think ahead. So these are the books up here that I hope to be working on next quarter. So once after probably on Monday, I'm gonna reset this whole board, and I'm gonna show you what that looks like when I've reset the whole board, and you can see it all fresh and ready for me to tear down some more Post-its. With my finances, so like I said, I just figured out how I'm gonna do the finances section. So, how I'm gonna do the financial I just figured out how I'm gonna do the financial independence section. That was really taking me a while to figure out how to work that out. But I'm gonna focus on 3 projects in financial independence. That's the finances that I have right now, and I'm gonna figure out how to save. I want to save $5,000 a month. I want to pay down debt. I don't have a lot of debt, but I'm gonna pay down the debt that I do have by the end of the year, and I have a plan to do that, and I'm on track for doing that. And then, like I said, I miss teaching, but I want to do it on my own terms. I don't want to have to go to a whole bunch of faculty meetings. I hated faculty meetings. I like to just share the knowledge that I have and then leave and go home. So to do that, I decided that I really enjoy teaching at online workshops. So I'm going to make a list of online schools, online organizations that all deal with writing, and I'm going to offer my services to them. So that's what I'm doing in that blue teaching section. And then in the YouTube section, my goal is to put out 2 videos a week. I'm not sure how if I can sustain that, but that's my goal. Is to put out 2 videos a week and just offer that content for free, because that really I like it when people say, you helped me, I sold a book, or I figured it out because you helped me. That really touches my heart, so maybe that should go over into the self-care section. I don't know, but that's why I do it. I really want to tell people what I know, and I just love it. And selfishly, I love it when their eyes light up when I explain something and they get it. But that's what's going on there. And then, like I said, with the self-care section, so I change out that best year of your life card each week, and I like to put a sticky note to kind of sum up what I need to be doing with it. So this week it was about what's your story, and to sum it up, I realized that I need to make myself the star of my own life story, just like I have my own heroines and heroes in my books. I need to be the star of my book and just start putting myself first. I need to be the star. So that'll change each week. And like I said, I'll link that down in the comments because I really like the subtle shifts that the author asks you to make in your life each week. And so I just put that up there. There's no sticky note that needs to be put down to the bottom there. It's just for me to see and to just constantly reflect on. Like I said, that's my exercise regime. And then I read about 3 books a week. So I've been on an Immortals After Dark kick. And that's the last book, Wicked Abyss. So I'm going to read Wicked Abyss. And I'm usually doing some type of reading challenge. I'm doing a TBR challenge, To Be Read challenge, where I'm trying to pare down my TBR list. I will not tell you how big it is, but it is very, very, very large. And I'm trying to get it down to I might get down to a respectable level in 2 years. We'll see, but I'm hacking away at it. So I'd like to put the books down that I plan to read and then the books down that I am currently reading and then make that list grow because I love how many sticky notes are there. And this is over 3 months that I've read all these books and I'm really proud of that. And like I said, these are all the workouts that I did over the last 3 months and I'm really proud of that too. So that's how I Kanban, and I'm going to tear this whole thing down. And when I come back, you'll see what the new board, oh yeah, I can get the whole thing in there. You'll be able to see what the new board looks like when I come back and show you how I'm resetting everything. Like I said, my goals are going to be pretty much the same. I'm going to have the same royalty goal. I'm going to have the same FIRE goal, financial independence, retire early. And I'm going to have the same happiness and well-being goal. It's just going to be different projects, different sticky notes in there when I come back.